Good evening. I'm Lisa Blanchett, the Academic and Vocational Coordinator for Sanford Community Adult Education. It's my privilege to thank everyone for coming to celebrate our class of 2019. Congratulations. I'm not going to lie, this is my favorite night of the year. We are very fortunate to be holding this event in the Sanford Performing Arts Center. A big thank you goes out to the director of the center, Brett Williams, for welcoming us. Thank you, Brett. I'd like to begin, thank you. A round of applause for Brett and the Performing Arts Center. Thank you. I'd like to begin this evening by inviting Sanford Superintendent of Schools, Matt Nelson, forward for some official words of welcome.
Welcome.
That was cool.
Yeah, thanks, Lisa. No, seriously, welcome everybody. This is, as Lisa said, this is one of my favorite events of the year. This is, especially this year, knowing we're in a new location this year here at the Performing Arts Center. There's a lot of, as superintendent of schools, I have a first row seat to see all the great things happen. And I said this is one of my favorite events to come to because I always talk about everyone has a story. And everyone sitting here tonight has a story. And oftentimes those stories here are a little bit non-traditional. They're truly inspiring. I think here we have a greater appreciation for the accomplishment because in all cases there's individual stories of people taking a different path, of it not being easy, of having challenges. And when it's like that, there is that greater appreciation, and that's what it's all about, that we come here and we celebrate that this evening. Because every story, it comes down to it's a result of taking action. And everyone here in their caps and gowns tonight has taken action and should be commended for that. As educators, one time I was asked by a mentor of mine, what is the most important thing that we can give people in education? What is the most important thing that we give students? And you can think of a lot of great answers. This is a question that I actually ask in every interview that we have with our staff who are going to be working with students. And I came up with some answer at the time that I thought was pretty good, but the person who I really looked up to said, you know, the one thing that we can give people, the most important thing is confidence. And I'm hoping tonight, with your accomplishment, that it's going to be giving you the confidence that you need to continue to take action and go onward. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. At this time, I'd like to call upon Krishna Chan, one of our very dedicated ESOL students who recently became a U.S. citizen. She will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening. As she makes her way, please rise. And as you do, we ask that everyone, with the exception of our female graduates, remove their hats.
Good evening, I am Krishna Chan. Please all God, allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Congratulations on becoming a U.S. citizen.
Thank you.
At this time, I'll ask that you help me welcome our director, Alan Lampert, to the podium to announce SCAE staff Years of Service recognitions.
Hi and good evening. Each year at graduation, we take a few minutes to recognize employees who have reached milestones in their years of service to SCAE. Because most of our staff is part-time, graduation is one of the few times that we're all here together. Will the following staff members please come forward? Jeannie McDonald Johnson, Christina Parks, and Linda LaVirtue. Come on up. Don't be shy, come on up. Here we go, all right? All right. So, Jeannie McDonald, I've known her and quite frankly her family for many years. We're both originally from Old Orchard Beach. I've known, I'm gonna get off script here. Just, you know, she's an incredible musician. You just all need to know that. Music is in her blood. We often share stories about that all the time. She's not only our English and computer teacher, but she also serves as our student resources coordinator. So many times when our students have challenges, Jeannie is the one that we try to get them connected with, and she has done a phenomenal job. And we're awarding Jeannie her 5-year pin for service. Thank you, Jeannie. Tina. Tina Parks is celebrating 20 years with Sanford Community Adult Education. Tina is not only a math teacher and a tutor, but she also is our college and career counselor, and she's responsible for really administering the main college and career access program. And many of you have had a chance to work with Tina for at least a couple of years now, and she's simply a phenomenal teacher. Tina, 20 years. Thank you. You all right there? Okay. So, this is Linda LaVirtue. Now, Linda is receiving her 30-year pin of service for Sanford Community Adult Education. Now I'm really going to go off script, okay? Linda is, quite frankly, a master teacher. She's a master teacher, and what she does day in and day out is work with students, provide them structure, give them hope. She works with a lot of students in a lot of different capacities. She works with our students in their math studies. She works with students in reading studies at multiple levels across the board. She's just a phenomenal teacher. It is truly an honor and privilege to give you 30 years of service. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alan, and congratulations to Linda, Tina, and Jeannie. It's an honor to be part of such a dedicated staff. But now we turn our attention to the graduates. Tonight is all about you. Since July 1st of 2018, we have helped 30 people fulfill their goal of achieving a high school credential. A few of those graduates couldn't be with us tonight, but we're very proud of each and every one of them and plan to fully celebrate this achievement tonight with those of you who could be here. You are here to represent the accomplishments of all of our students. Every adult ed student has a unique story, the story of their personal journey, what brought them here tonight, and what will motivate them to continue on. Every year, we give students the opportunity to share their story at graduation. This year, 2 very brave students stepped forward and said they would like to share. If I could help me welcome Harry Hutchinson and Rebekah Leibensperger to the podium. Rebekah is going to share her thoughts first with her fellow students and all of you who came to honor them.
I would first like to congratulate everyone graduating today. As some of you may know, my name is Becca, and I live in Springvale. But I'm originally from a small town called Rockport in Massachusetts. Before moving to Maine, I attended a small school, 300 students in total. The transition from Rockport, Mass. to Maine was huge for me. Going to a big high school did not work for me, so my mom and I decided homeschooling would be a better choice. After a few weeks, I decided I still wanted a diploma, so I went with an online schooling. As it turned out, it did not work. Living in Alfred at the time, I started Master Basic Adult Education in the diploma program. And a few months later, I moved to Springvale and changed my schooling to Sanford Adult Ed. If it wasn't for my teachers, friends, and most importantly, my family, I wouldn't be here today. The staff at SCAE provided the support I needed and helped me develop the confidence I needed. I learned that perseverance is key. And through my perseverance, I made the goal, I made it to this goal, which proves to me that I can do anything I put my mind to. Now that I am not officially in school and I have this piece of paper, the sky's the limit. In closing, I want to thank my family, my friends, for supporting me every step of the way, and I want to thank the staff at SCAE.
Thank you, Rebekah. Our next student speaker is Harry Hutchinson.
Hello, everyone. My name is Harry Hutchinson, and I'm from Sanford, Maine. I would first off like to start by saying thank you and congratulations to all of the wonderful and intelligent classmates I've had the honor of learning with the past year. I've met some really smart and talented people in my classes that have become friends during my time here at Sanford Community Adult Education. Before coming to SCAE, I was just a high school dropout who suffered with substance use disorder with no plans for my future. For the first time, I now know what I want to do with my life. I've had some pretty huge barriers preventing me from pursuing my education that kept me from doing anything with my life, but I've since overcome those barriers and pushed forward to the best of my ability to achieve my high school diploma. I'm in recovery now, which I'm eternally grateful for, because without achieving that, I would not be here or be graduating. Earning my diploma means more than just a piece of paper or an education to me. To me, it's a fresh start at life and will open the doors for me to go forward and help other people and to help them accomplish their goals. What I see for my future is a career in the substance abuse and mental health field where I can be of service and help others suffering the same way I suffered for many years. I would like to thank the people in the audience that are here to support me tonight, and also thank the teachers and office staff that have guided me throughout my journey here, who have been extremely supportive during some of the tougher times. So thank you, Mrs. Barbara Kern. Thank you, Miss Nicole Ivey. Thank you, Mrs. Christine Hersom. Thank you, Mrs. Lisa Merlin. Thank you, Miss Jenny Beatty. Thank you, Mrs. Lisa Blanchette. Thank you, Mr. Alan Lampert, and thank you, Mr. Jose Rodriguez. Lastly, a huge thank you to Enzo Recovery and all of their wonderful and amazing staff, especially Mrs. Jessica Walker, and thank you to all of my friends and family here tonight for your support as well.
Thank you both for your bravery this evening, and thank you for sharing such personal stories with us. At this time, I'd like to invite the following people to the stage for the presentation of scholarships. Alan Lampert, our director, is here. Matt Nelson, Rotarian from Sanford Springvale Rotary International, and Mary Blood, would you join us on stage as treasurer of the York County Senior College?
Because of the generosity of some very special friends of SCAE, I'm able to announce this evening's scholarships. We will be presenting two $500 Sanford Springvale Rotary scholarships, and the representative will be a fellow Rotarian of mine, Mr. Matt Nelson. These scholarships can be used not only for tuition, fees, books, and supplies, but can also be used for other expenses that create barriers to education, like childcare and transportation. And the recipients of these two Rotary scholarships are Mackenzie Feeney and Dines Diedrichson. Mackenzie plans to study cosmetology at the Paul Mitchell School, and Dines plans to pursue an advanced EMT certification. Congratulations. Nice job. Congratulations, Dines. You're welcome. And now we'll be presenting two $500 York County Senior College scholarships. Their representative to help us with the presentation tonight is Board Secretary Mary Blood, and the recipients of the Senior College scholarships are Rebekah Leibensperger and Dylan Pitts. Rebekah plans to study culinary arts at YCCC, and Dylan plans to study criminal justice at SMCC. Thank you. Okay. We also want to thank the Empire Beauty School for allowing us to present a $1,000 Empire Beauty School scholarship, and this goes to Morgan Rodriguez. Congratulations, Margaret. And we have one more scholarship tonight, and that is a $250 SCAE scholarship, and the recipient is going to Elizabeth Parker. She plans to study dental assisting. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Of course. So congratulations to all the scholarship recipients. And again, just a special thank you to the local Rotary Club, Sanford Springvale Senior College, Empire Beauty School. And I also just want to take a minute and acknowledge York County Community College and Fred Quisgard, who is the Director of Admissions. I believe Fred is in the audience here. YCC has been just a phenomenal partner with Sanford Adult Education for many, many years, and a lot of that's come under Fred's strong leadership. He's always been a strong supporter of adults returning to college and really supports our ability to prepare our students at SCAE to make that possible. So thank you, Fred and YCCC. Okay.
Finding the right keynote speaker for graduation is no easy task. This year, Alan and I discussed what type of message we thought would be important to you as the graduating class of 2019. And one thing we thought would resonate with all of you would be someone who values this community and someone who has been able to make a difference in the lives of the people who live here and hopefully inspire you to do the same. Our speaker graduated from Sanford High School and the University of Maine at Orono. After graduation, she moved west, making her home in Colorado for 10 years, where she met her husband. And as with many Mainers at heart, she felt she needed to come home to raise her family, and we're glad she did. She and her husband are now living here and raising 3 children in Sanford. Her children will be the 4th generation of her family to grow up here. She is a certified public accountant and co-owner of a successful accounting firm here in town. She has a commitment to being a positive force in this community with a focus on impacting and advocating for youth. When I say she's committed to this community, I mean she's really committed. She is or has been involved in some of the following in our community: the PTA at the junior high school, Strategies for a Stronger Sanford, the Sanford Backpack Program, the Alumni Association, Our Schools, Our Future, Build Our Future, and the Sanford School Elementary Building Project, just to name a few. In addition, she was recently elected to serve on Sanford's City Council. It is my honor this evening to introduce our keynote speaker, Sanford City Councilor Ann Hanselmann.
It is a true honor to be here tonight to celebrate our graduates' accomplishments. As Lisa said, I too am a Sanford graduate, class of '93, and it's something that I am incredibly proud of. I want to start off by admitting that when I received the call to be tonight's keynote speaker, I was immediately nervous and got butterflies and my stomach and sweaty palms just thinking about the idea. I did, however, also start thinking about what I could possibly say at this very momentous occasion to do it justice, and also something that wouldn't put everybody to sleep. I was still pondering this question a couple weekends ago when I joined my husband Jeff for a hike in the White Mountains. I had left the planning for this hike up to him, and when he told me it was a short 5-mile hike up to a peak, I said, that sounds pretty great. It wasn't until we were approaching the trailhead that he shared that the hike was rated difficult, and that in fact, there was a 3,000-foot elevation gain in just 2 miles. To give this some perspective, climbing 1 story of stairs is about a 10-foot elevation gain. So 3,000 feet is about 300 stories of stairs, or climbing to the top of the Empire State Building 3 times. Needless to say, I was a little nervous. It was, however, one of those perfect days. Warm enough for a t-shirt with an occasional breeze to cool you off, perfectly overcast so that you didn't have to worry about sunscreen, but you didn't have to worry about rain either. We only passed a handful of people on the trail, so we were virtually on our own. After an initial steep incline to kick things off, we had a pretty moderate hike, and we enjoyed our way, bantering, until we hit the sign that indicated we were at the last mile. This was the part that was getting tough, and it was much worse than I expected. I was high-stepping up rocks and logs, hanging onto trees to make my way up, hoping I didn't slip on muddy parts of the trail. The trail actually turned to snow, which was easier in some ways, but really cold on my bare legs when I inevitably fell through the top layer. There was one section that was literally straight up. There were logs made into a ladder. Jeff and I, of course, found our own pace at this last mile. Mine was a lot slower than his. It wasn't long before I couldn't see him on the trail ahead of me. Every once in a while, I'd hear from the distance, "Are you still there?" To which I'd shout back, "Yes!" You might think I was taking this time on my own to ponder speech writing or other deep thoughts. But frankly, breathing and moving forward were my primary goals. I was giving myself little pep talks, literally telling my left foot to move forward, hoping my right would follow. At every bright opening on the trail where the trees thinned ahead of me, I thought, this must be it. This must be the summit. This, of course, as hikers know, was false summits. And these false summits both keep you moving forward and also make you just a little mad. At this point, my shirt was soaking wet. My hair was sticking to my forehead. Sweat was literally dripping into my eyes, making it hard to see. I had blood covering my right shin and mud on my left side. I couldn't imagine how red and purple I was. I was literally just so hot. And there looked like another summit coming up, so I was getting hopeful at this point. I turned the corner to see my husband Jeff leaning against a tree. While I looked him up and down, he shared that the summit was just, in fact, around the corner. He looked like he could have been posing for an outdoor magazine photo shoot. His hair was perfect. Not a dot of sweat was on his brow. He wasn't breathing heavy. I paused there staring at him, trying to catch my breath. Then I asked him, "Did we just walk up the same mile?" "You're not even sweating," I said to him, to which he got a little sassy and said, "Well, I've been waiting here half an hour." I forgave him when we turned the corner and saw the most beautiful view of mountains, Mount Washington in the distance, the valley below us. It, of course, made it all worth it. It was on the way down this mountain, which is Mount Willie in New Hampshire, if anyone wants to experience it themselves. It was on the way down that I knew I wanted to share this story with you tonight. The thing was, Jeff and I took slightly different paths up to the top of that mountain, and our experiences getting up there were different. But in the end, we enjoyed the same amazing view. And it didn't matter how we got there, just that we had both made it. This, of course, is just like all of our graduates tonight. And just as Jeff and I equally enjoyed the view from the top of that mountain, our graduates here tonight should be equally proud and excited about their graduation and their accomplishments as any graduate. The other thing that I thought about on my way down that mountain was that Jeff's travels might have seemed a little less difficult than mine on the exterior, since he looked photo ready. But after he was done teasing me, he admitted that his knees were killing him, his back was aching, he was feeling a little old and out of hiking shape. So in fact, we had both had our own struggles making it to the top of that mountain, though mine were much more apparent. I share this point because it's so very important to understand that what we see on people's exteriors, or what they often choose to share with us, is just a small part of their real lives and of what's going on in their life. This past winter, I had the honor of being part of the Sanford Junior High School PTA that brought a program called Challenge Day to Sanford youth. One of the Challenge Day's main goals is to increase the understanding that we, humans, are all more similar than we think. They do this to increase compassion and connection. It's part of a prevention program to reduce bullying, depression, and suicide. I'm going to ask all of you tonight to maybe get a little out of your comfort zone and to do do an exercise with me that our youth did as part of the Challenge Day program. I promise that you're not going to climb any stairs, and I hope you don't break a sweat. But I'm going to make just a couple statements, and I'm going to ask that if they resonate with you, to please simply stand in silence. If you're unable to stand or feel a little shy, you can also feel free to raise your hand. We ready? If you have ever smiled and said, "Oh yeah, I'm doing great," when in response to a family member, a coworker, a fellow student asking how you are, when in fact, life was pretty tough at the time, or you were having a bad day, or had something that you were struggling with, please go ahead and stand. Now, I'm not suggesting that you share your life story with a bank teller. But when people ask you how you are, imagine that we tell them the real story. Might that give us some relief? Might we grow closer to that person that asked? Might they share their story with us? Thank you. Please sit. Just one more. If you have ever needed help, financial help, advice, emotional support, technical help, but felt embarrassed or worried about how asking for help might make you feel, please go ahead and stand. Why are we afraid to ask for help? Look around at all of us that have needed help at some time, but hesitated to ask. Remember, too, that sometimes the person that needs help the most will not ask. Thank you. Nobody's sweating, right? So here's the thing. We're in this room with awesome, accomplished people, and we all have shared experiences, worries, and fears. We all get where we're going on different paths, and some of us, like me, arrive looking worn and beaten, while others are ready to take a selfie. But it doesn't mean that we don't share similar struggles or celebrations along the way. Understanding that people don't always talk about their real emotions can give us the inquisitiveness to better understand the reason behind someone's decision, their reaction to something, or their thought process, so that we are better able to work as a team to succeed in whatever our goals might be. This can help us in our careers, in our continued educations, our volunteer activities, and in our everyday relationships. To share a very quick example from my life, I've been a volunteer with the Sanford Backpack Program for a long time, and this program sends food home with kiddos every Friday of the school year. And originally, when I started working with the program, there were just 2 of our, at the time, 6 schools participating. And I felt really passionate about bringing this program district-wide. So I worked with a very small but mighty group of people toward this goal. We met with school staff about the concept, and initially, though they wanted to be supportive of the idea, they felt that there were a lot of challenges to making this happen. We were not told no, but we weren't told yes either, and we weren't making progress toward our goal. Finally, I started asking deeper questions of folks trying to understand their perspective and what they were really worrying about. When I started asking the right questions to understand why they were hesitant, I heard their real fears, the ones that they hadn't shared with us yet. Well, once we had those real worries and fears, my team could start tackling them one by one and working on solutions to solve them. And that's what allowed our program to grow to what it is today. Taking the time to really get to know someone and what makes them think a certain way can help make change in your life, in your community, and in your family. Challenge Day did another really great exercise to this end called If You Really Knew Me, and it's simple but powerful. If you just make this statement, if you really knew me, and you tell something real about yourself to somebody that they might not know, I challenge you all to try this tonight and see how amazing it feels. If you really knew me, you would know that as someone who has had the honor of sitting on boards for great organizations, as a local business owner, as one of the new city councilors, as the mother of 3 teenagers, I have had moments in all of these roles, sometimes very long moments, of self-doubt, of feeling inadequate. I worry about failing. I worry about looking silly, of saying the wrong thing and being quoted in the Sanford happening. If you really knew me, you would know that I educate myself every day in some way. I try to make real connections with people around me, and I get excited about making positive change. If you really knew me, you would know that my weakness is cake. And because of that, and the fact that Lisa warned me I would not be allowed cake if I spoke too long tonight, I'm going to wrap up. Right? So a few final thoughts to take with you tonight. First, always pack trail mix, an extra water bottle, and check the difficulty level of your hike before you head out. Second, know that we all have something in common and that we are never alone. Get to know the people around you and make real connections. Finally, never, ever, ever feel badly about the path that brings you to the top of your mountain. Just celebrate that you made it and start planning how you're going to conquer the next one. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Anne, for sharing and inspiring our graduates. At this point in tonight's program, I want to take a few minutes to talk about Sanford Community Adult Ed's other programs and recognize some people who have earned some certificates. Tonight, our diploma and HiSET programs are on display with the vivid red caps and gowns. They're a wonderful visual for us, but we're more than caps and gowns. We're more than diplomas. We are community adult education, and that means we have something for just about everyone. Our robust enrichment program offers classes ranging from weaving baskets to welding and sewing to small engine repairs. And we have about 1,200 enrichment registrations each year. We have an ELL program, English Language Learners, which continues to serve the newest residents of our area with basic language acquisition skills. We continue to work with ABE, Adult Basic Education. We're here to help anyone who needs to improve their basic reading, writing, or arithmetic skills for whatever the reason. Healthcare remains a very important field with a great need for new hires in our community and beyond. We will be offering a CNA program in the fall, and we will continue to partner with the Academy of Medical Professions to offer online or part online and part face-to-face employment certificates such as dental assisting, medical assisting, pharmacy tech, and medical billing and coding. If you note in your program, there are a couple of names, Lisa Stone and Sarah DeRocher. They have completed certificates through this partnership with the Academy of Medical Professions. They were unable to attend tonight, but Lisa earned a clinical medical assistant certificate and Sarah a pharmacy tech certification. Another of our educational partners is the Center for Legal Studies. They allow our students to earn nationally recognized certifications online, like the paralegal certificate. Please help me welcome to the stage Bonnie Wallace to recognize her for earning her paralegal certification. Give me all three. Aaron Labby, who is listed in your program, also completed the paralegal program but could not join us. Yet another of our online educational partners is You Got Class. It's a division of Learn International. They specialize in bringing nationally known experts to teach employment skills. Through them, we are able to offer classes and certificates in areas such as workplace communication, graphic design, and financial management, as well as many others. Please welcome to the stage two of our own employees who took advantage of this, Sue Colley and Christine Hersom. Sue is being recognized for her completion of the Graphic Design Software Essentials certification. And Christine is being recognized for her completion of the bookkeeping certification. This evening's program indicates the names of several others who earned certifications but couldn't be with us tonight. Deb Bernier, Claire Dever, and Ashley Stacy earned certificates in Mastering Excel. Laurie Brault, a certificate in accounting for the non-financial manager. And Larissa Ricketts, another graphic design software essentials certificate. One of the reasons some of the online students aren't here tonight is because they live quite far away. These online classes can be taken by anyone, anywhere. So if you know someone who doesn't even live in this area or even this state, we can still get them on that path to these types of certificates. Check out our website. One more program SCAE is very proud to be able to offer to our community is our College Transitions program. We are part of the main College and Career Access program. We have a college and career counselor on staff who can help evaluate where you are, help you through interest inventories if you need help on deciding a career path, and then we have the classes and the contacts to get you where you want to go. It's never too late to ask yourself, what do I want to be when I grow up? If you decide what you need is an all-inclusive college preparation program, well, we have that too. We can help with math, reading, writing, study skills, and computers. And tonight we recognize one student who has completed all the requirements for her college transition certificate. Please help us congratulate Hannah Valley as she comes to the stage. Please keep all of these programs in mind when you think of adult education, and know that we are here for all of your lifelong learning needs. Our mission statement is simple: come, learn, conquer. If you come, we will help you learn what you need to conquer whatever stands in the way of your success as defined by you and no one else. Now, as we get closer to the main event, it's time to welcome the director to the podium again for his words of wisdom to the class of 2019. Tonight, it is with mixed emotion that I ask you to help me welcome him, because as many of you know, this will be his last SCAE graduation. As of July 1st, he will be going on to a new position at Mary Meeting Adult Education in Topsom, Maine. Alan has been the director here for 8 years. During that time, I've gotten to know him pretty well. And I can say, without hesitation, Alan has always had the best interests of our students in mind while administering this program. And I know this because the first thing I remember Alan saying to me as the director, and it stuck with me for the entire 8 years that he's been with us. See, I do remember. The work we do in adult education is sacred work. He said it, he believes it, and he always keeps this in mind. Please welcome Alan Lampert.
All right, here we go. First thing, I just want to acknowledge Prentice Kurtz, who is from Senator Collins' office here. Thank you very much for coming. Senator Collins wrote a brief letter. I'd like to read it to SCAE. It says, "Dear friends, congratulations on your graduation from Sanford Community Adult Education. This is an impressive accomplishment that reflects your commitment to lifelong learning. Each of you should be very proud of all that you have achieved, and I am pleased to join your friends, family, and teachers in recognizing this special occasion. Congratulations again, and best wishes for continued success. Sincerely, Susan M. Collins, United States Senator." Thank you. Okay, so a few years ago, I was wandering around the halls of SCAE on a Friday, and one of the teachers was wearing a t-shirt that said, "Practice reckless optimism." I was intrigued with the message, so much so that I actually went out and bought that t-shirt for myself. And I've worn that t-shirt a lot over the last few years, and I have to say that t-shirt gets a lot of positive reaction from people I come across all over the country. I've worn it in Arizona, to Georgia, to New York, to Maine, and everywhere I wear that t-shirt, the most common reaction is, "That's a nice t-shirt." Our students face day-to-day trials and challenges. They deal with challenges that often lead to despair, and yet they keep coming back to SCAE. So the question is, why not practice reckless optimism? Keep coming back. I believe the primary commodity we provide both our students and all of Sanford is hope. Students begin to realize that if they come to class, if they do the work, there is reason to be optimistic. There is hope here. Lisa Blanchette and I have often spoken over the years about teaching, policies, procedures, the state of Maine, DOE, all that really boring stuff. A lot of stuff about adult education, but through it all, we have always, and I mean always, circled back to what was in the best interests of you, our students. Change is difficult, learning can be very hard, and the time and the sacrifice you experience today is not going to be taken lightly by anyone at SCAE. We are extremely proud of what you have done to get yourselves here today. There's nothing cooler than running into a former student, and Lisa and I and others have done this over the years many times, who's out there working now, and they are happy and grateful of their lives. It has required courage and determination by you and your loved ones to help you be here today. In many ways, you have practiced reckless optimism. All of us at SCAE commend you on your accomplishment. So now you're on to the next chapter. But remember where you came from and be prepared to be of service to others who will now need your help. One of our graduates tonight has served our country and then decided he wanted to receive his high school diploma years later. He kind of did it in reverse. He served first, and now he's graduating tonight. And that's okay. The point is that service to others is by far one of the most important things we can do for each other. You will need to pass it on to others. Be kind, patient, and tolerant of those who still struggle. Everyone needs help at one time or another in their lives. You are now our ambassadors of Sanford Community Adult Education, and please take pride in that role. All of us are now depending on you to help us continue to help others. Oh, no. I'm not turning the pages fast enough. And if you're not sure what you can do, I just made a short list just off the top of my head the other evening. York County Shelter needs help. The York County Jail Recovery Center needs help. Meals on Wheels needs help. Strategies for a Stronger Sanford needs help. The Sanford Alumni Association, and yes, you are all members in good standing with that organization, always needs help. Our local churches need help. Local senior citizen centers and housing needs help. The Sanford schools need help with volunteer readers all the time. Hospitals need help, etc., etc., etc. You can make a difference in the lives of others, just as SCAE made a difference in yours, and we are counting on you to pass it on to others. And now a special note to everybody in the audience, especially my staff. This will be my final graduation as SCAE director. At a recent office staff lunch, Lisa Blanchette asked me what I was going to miss most about the staff. And quite frankly, I was speechless. The question really challenged me. I wasn't quite sure. So I had a chance to think about it, and here's my reply. When I came to SCAE 8 years ago, I was new to the job. Here's what I remember from my first few hours on the job there. Teresa McDonald was very gracious to me. Sue Colley had lots of ideas. Lisa Merlin was new to her job. Georgina Hutchins said she spoke English, but I couldn't understand a damn thing she said. Okay. Nancy Hochter was very, very kind and sweet to me. Linda LaVirtue hated technology. Tina Parks taught a lot of subjects. Barbara Curran was a retired teacher, but had heard and seen it all. Gail Burnett was passionate advocate for ELL learners. Leah Caverneau was relatively new and looking to expand her professional opportunities. And finally, remember this was in the first few hours, John Foss could fix anything, and Lisa Blanchette could be very scary. Okay. Okay. So, well, I thought about it, right? So, okay. There are others who are no longer with the program who have gone on to new opportunities. And I can't name them all. I'm going to try. But I often ponder about people like Irene, Steve, Margie, Greg, Amari, Gideon, and Jane. I'm using the first names to protect the innocent, of course. But of course, there are many, many others and far too many to name. But everyone I came in contact with taught me something and showed me a great deal of tolerance and patience towards me. Thank you all for that. I know this is a difficult day for the staff for some of you. Please note that my decision to leave was not an easy one. I have nothing but the utmost respect to everyone affiliated with the program. I consider you all my friends and colleagues. So to Sue, Merlin, Christine, Karen, Jenny, Sandy, and all the teachers at SCAE, to both Allisons, Barbara, Craig, Denise, David, Gail, Jeannie, Jose, Jim, Carrie Lynn, Kristen, Leah, Linda, Nicole, Penny, Tina, and Romeo, and I hope to God I didn't forget anybody. If I did, please forgive me. There's a lot of history at SCAE. Thank you all. I admire each and every one of you for your dedication to serve others and your commitment to excellence in education. And then a final word of thanks to the following people with whom my time here at Adult Ed would not have been successful, enjoyable, or as fun as it was. So I want to just say a special thanks to the following people: Betsy St. Cyr, David Theoharides, Matt Nelson, Gwen Bedell, Liz Dudgeon, the entire Sanford School Committee, with special thanks to Kendra Williams, John Roux, and a former member, Jonathan Mapes, who I had great conversations with in his office, along with the entire staff at the Sanford School Central Office, and my Legacy Foundation colleagues, Dave Jagger, Gwen, Kendra, Kathy Sargent, Matt Peterman, the director in high school here at the school, and all of the Legacy Foundation board members, past and present, who had the faith in me to help move that important work forward. Thanks to all the community partners who helped SCAE over the years, but especially to people like Fred Questcard, Paulette Dupuy, Barbara Finkelstein at York County Community College. They never wavered in their support of our program. Thank you all. And to my friend and colleague, Lisa Blanchette, I respect and admire the work you do. And the dedication and effort you put into your work every single day. For you, like many others at Sanford Adult Ed, this has been a lifetime commitment. You are an exceptional human being, and you are truly one of a kind, and sometimes you still scare people, okay? And finally, a very special thank you to my lovely wife, Shannon, who had the unfortunate task of putting me back together on some nights, feeding me lots of ice cream, and then sending me right back to work the next day. She continues to be the glue that keeps me together. I love you very much. And I wish to thank all of SCAE, the entire Sanford School Committee, continued success. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very kind. Okay, we're going to switch gears. I'm still here. Here we go. Now is the time. The staff at SCAE is given the opportunity to nominate a student for the Outstanding Student Award each year. And the criteria is as follows. Demonstrates self-motivation, strong work, and ethics and perseverance, has potential for future achievement and shows academic promise, has overcome difficult circumstances to pursue their education, has discovered education can help them reach their goals, is supportive of others returning to school, and is a role model for other adult learners. And before I read any further, I just want to say this year was really, really unique in how the student was selected, because we received sort of a big email from several teachers saying, we really feel strongly about this, okay? The award this year is being given in honor of a woman. Marie Robinson is a past SCAE graduate and was a very unique individual who personified the criteria of our Outstanding Student Award. Marie was quite ill and passed away a few months ago, and we couldn't think of anything more fitting than to honor her this evening by giving this award in her name. And I believe her daughter is here this evening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. I want to read a couple of statements from the nomination of the student. Her teacher wrote, "She has faced and overcome difficult circumstances, including a language barrier, health issues, a full-time job, in order to make her dream of achieving her diploma a reality. She has declared to her classmates on many occasions, you can do anything you want if you have a diploma." And I just want to say also that for this student that it has just been a total joy and honor to have her with us as a student in our program. She was always, always positive, always. And this year's Marie Robinson Outstanding Student Award goes to Sanford Heck.
Congratulations, Sanford. We're now honored to have Mr. John Roux, chairperson of the Sanford School Committee, with us, and he would like to bring a word of greeting from the school committee. Welcome, John.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for like Mr. Nelson said earlier, this is my 6th time being to this graduation and my 3rd time speaking, and I got to honestly tell you, with all the work we do as a school committee, this is, I know Kendra Williams is here, and she's echoed the same things, that this is the most rewarding evening that we have, and I got to say thank you, because it's you guys that make it happen. I'm going to say a few quick words, because I know what we really want to do is get you guys your diplomas, and I'm looking forward to giving them to you. And let me get started. Good evening and welcome. It is an honor and a privilege to be on this stage this evening. I think you'll agree with me when I say the power of positive thinking is remarkable. In fact, the idea that your mind can change your world almost seems too good to be true. You all have traveled many different paths to get here, but the most important thing is that you have made it. I now want you to take a moment to reflect on your own journey. With that, I challenge you to consider, what steps will you take next? In life, there are many obstacles that always pop up. When you look at people, you don't know what their obstacles are, but they all have them. What they do with them will define their legacy. I know a local business owner who had his share of obstacles when he first started in business. He was living in a home that was condemned. His lights and phone were shut off. He could not pay his rent. And when the landlord came to collect it, he hid. When he moved to his new apartment, a coworker asked him, why did he not have a phone? He told the coworker, I don't want to have a phone because I talk to people all day, and I don't want to talk to people at night. I want that time to be for me. The truth was, he owed the phone company a few $100s, and he couldn't pay it. But that business owner knew that with hard work and determination, you can break down every obstacle that gets in your way. And I know many of you have had them. This is why I'm telling you this message. Today, he has a very successful company that employs many people in the city of Sanford. Only I can change my life, good, better, or best. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. With a new day comes new strategies and new thoughts. The past cannot be changed, but you have changed your future today, and congratulations. And oh, by the way, that business owner is me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Roux. And now the moment has arrived. It's time for the presentation of diplomas. Members of the school committee and school department, please come to the stage. Kendra, would you like to join us, please? And Matt? And Christine Hersom of our support staff will be coming to the podium to read the names of the graduates. Marshall, please step forward and stand the class. Up. He's a step ahead of me. There we go.
Dines Diedrichsen. Mackenzie Marie Feeney. Garrett Freites. Jamie Freites. Trisha Garish. Sophorn Heck. Rebekah Ann Hallway. Jacqueline Hupy. Harry Hutchinson. Jason Langlis. Becca Leibensperger. Elizabeth Parker. Dylan Pitts. Cody Prescott. Congrats. Morgan Rodriguez. Joseph Sanner. Congratulations. Robbie Stanley. Whitney Tavares.
This last diploma is a very special one. This gentleman was a Sanford resident and attended Sanford High School. In 1968, he was drafted and served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 1968 to 1970, thus delaying the completion of his high school career. It is with great pleasure and tremendous pride we call him to this stage tonight to receive his Sanford High School diploma. Tom R. Martineau. Marshal, please stand the class. As the marshal makes his way to the floor, the graduates will prepare for the ceremonial moving of the tassel. Marshal, please turn the class. One moment. It is my pleasure to present to you SCAE's class of 2019.
So we're almost done. Here we go. Thank you all for attending tonight. I want to thank Mrs. Hanselmann, Mr. Nelson, Mr. Roux, Mrs. Blood for joining us today. Special thanks to SPAC and the SHS Wind Ensemble. Thank you very much for playing. But especially I want to congratulate all the graduates and the awards, scholarships, and certificate recipients. Graduates, this is your day today. We commend you for the hard work and dedication it took to get here. Guests, please remain seated as SCAE's class of 2019 recesses out of the auditorium. Once they have exited the room, please join them for photos and refreshments in the cafeteria, which is down the hall that way. Again, please remain seated until all the graduates have exited. Class Marshal, please have the graduates stand, and please have the graduates turn, and here we go. Thank you all.